Well, you've probably already heard many times the importance of cardiovascular training for maintaining weight or heart health, but many still have questions. And with us today to cover some of those burning questions is our 2 News fitness expert, Wes Cole. Now, today we have a question from Becky. Does traditional weight training or circuit weight training have the same heart benefits as traditional cardio?
Well, I think they would. It makes sense. We do a lot of circuit training and stuff at my gym. Unfortunately, the studies don't really correlate to my own belief. There's actually a lot of studies showing that, if heart health is really what you're interested in, traditional cardiovascular training, 30 to 45 minutes of running, cycling, is still one of the best ways. Including circuit training in there has a lot of benefits. We've talked about weight training, about bone health, so including some circuit training is important, but unfortunately, I know for all the people out there that love weight training, don't like running or walking, sometimes the old ways are still the best.
All right, you got to keep running out there.
You do.
Okay, the next question is from Tom. What is the best form of cardio?
Well, I get this a lot.
This is a good question, because I wouldn't know.
A runner, people always like, well, running is the best, swimming is the best. In my opinion, it's whatever you can do consistently, and it's whatever you can do on a continuous basis. Some people, when they run, they get out and they can only run about 15, 20 minutes before their knees start hurting.
Sure.
And that's going to really, no matter how good running might be for everybody else. So you find a mode of exercise that you enjoy and something that your joints can handle. But there's really no best one. Just pick one that you enjoy and go for it.
So, my little question I'm going to add on there. What's the best time, like the longest amount of time you can go?
Well, depending on your conditioning level, but ideally 30 to 45 minutes building up to it. You don't have to start, but building up to 30, 45 minutes, and make it progressive. Try to go a little bit farther, just like you would your weight training. Try to go a little farther, or try to go faster, try to time it. Cardiovascular training should be progressive, just like anything else.
All right, now here's Jan's question. What is the best way for a beginner to start cardio? What kind of ties into your...
Sure. Well, the best way is what I like to call conversation. Forget the heart rate. That can be kind of hard to follow at first. I would do something called conversation exercises, where basically you get on a treadmill or something. As long as you can keep talking and keep having complete sentences, you're fine. But whatever you do, don't do interval training. Don't do something super intense if you haven't done it in a few years. That's a good way to blow a gasket or something. So be real easy. And like I said, if you can make complete conversations, that's good. 20 to 30 minutes. And maybe up your intensity, but be very careful. I don't want anyone passing out on the treadmill. So
starting slowly.
Starting slow, just like anything.
All right, and one more question we have here. It's from Jill. Is interval training really better than slow, longer cardio? Okay, well now we're getting back into the intervals.
Interval training is, it is just huge right now, and people have talked about how great the interval training it's been around for a long time. Tempo training, we've talked about that. A lot of runners have been doing it, but remember, interval training, as good as it is, you can't do it, every day. If people are interval training more than a couple times a week, I'm starting to question just how hard their interval training. Interval training is very hard on the body. It's great, but it's equivalent to doing a real heavy weight training workout. So you have to still include your long runs. You still have to include that. Make interval training a part of your program. But no, without a doubt, you still need your long cardiovascular training. It trains the heart a little bit differently. And like I said before, if you haven't worked out in 4 or 5 years, don't run out and do interval class, because that's equivalent to taking out a Ford Taurus and street racing with it. So like I said, it's a good way to break it down. Get in a little bit better shape, and you'll be good.
Just so people know, what is interval training?
Well, interval training is pushing past typically the anaerobic threshold, that maximizing that heart rate, equivalent to running towards the finish line, which is great. It's a great training, but you have to condition your heart, more traditionally before you do something like that, because it's very stressful.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Wes. We always appreciate having you. And if you have a question you'd like Wes to answer, just go to the weekend morning section of our website, kjrh.com, and click on the habitual health link. You can always call Wes at 749-0960 or visit his gym on 46th, just east of Sheridan.